My mission is simple, to make you money. I'm here to level the playing field for all investors. There's always a bull market somewhere, and I promise to help you find it. Mad Money starts now. Hey, I'm Cramer. Welcome to a special West Coast edition of Mad Money. Welcome to Cramerica. I'll be able to make friends. I'm just trying to make you a little money. My job is not just to entertain, but to educate and to teach you. So call me at 1-800-743-CNBC or tweet me at Jim Cramer. You know why we come out here so often? It's because Silicon Valley is the crucible of innovation. It's where things are created. It's where fortunes are made. You know why we don't do our show from Washington? I think it's where innovation is stifled, fortunes are lost, and companies aren't created. Washington is the anti-Silicon Valley, with some incredibly rare exceptions. It isn't hard to find innovation out here, is it? We can go to any trade show like the one we went to earlier this week at NVIDIA, where we saw the future, and we saw how we can own a piece of it. The ripple effects were everywhere today as NVIDIA spread pixie dust throughout the averages, Dow gaining 269 points, S&P rising 0.32%, NASDAQ advancing 0.2%. Tonight, we have a bunch of the winners from NVIDIA's pioneering work in artificial intelligence and accelerated computing, including Medtronic, which partners with NVIDIA to come up with better outcomes for colon cancer tests for all sorts of medical devices. The innovation in Silicon Valley, it's right in your face. But in Washington, it's a lot harder to detect the government's anti-innovation bias, isn't it? They're so clever about hiding it, and they're just as clever in camouflaging their contempt for those who've gotten rich with technology, even if it's tech that's improved your life, and like with NVIDIA, maybe made you wealthy too. However, there are times where the mask just slips off. Maybe they can't prevent it, and you can see the truth. The regulators, they hate big business. The bigger it is, the more successful it is, the more they abhor it, especially, it seems, if it involves our crown jewels of tech. The companies that brought us back from our industrial nadir, when our nation only seemed to excel at making just movies and soft drinks, with anything of superior intellectual property being manufactured overseas. Well, you know what? Today was one of those days where Washington couldn't hide their anti-business bias. Today, the Department of Justice, along with 16 states, sued Apple. And you know what? I think it was a shameful day. A shameful day indeed, because I am telling you, there is no merit to this case. Now, you know me as someone who said for ages and ages, not to mention a gigantic amount of points, that you should own Apple. Don't trade it. Why do I say it? Because Apple sells at a particularly low price to earnings or sales ratio? No, not really. Because it's got the hottest technology out there and it's just crushing it, roiling over so many different industries in a positive way? No, actually, that's NVIDIA. Watch our special tonight at 8, my special interview with Jensen Huang, the CEO of NVIDIA, if you want to know my other own it, don't trade it stock. No. I say own Apple. Don't trade it. Because it's the most innovative consumer product technology company ever. Technology company. Creating things we know and love and trust. With the highest customer satisfaction rate of any business on earth. Apple never makes anything unless it's as perfect as it can be made. I say own it, don't trade it, because the phone represents an actual great bargain, something you can get with a telephone line that's subsidized by the carriers, so you barely even know the cost. And if you can't pay, then you can buy one used, which is often as good as new. Why? Because it's Apple. I say own it, don't trade it, because they care about my privacy and protect it better than any other company on earth, to say nothing about Uncle Sam, which I don't when I consider this lawsuit, get whether they try to protect our privacy at all. I say own it, don't trade it, because Apple makes its ecosystem available to millions of developers, who in turn have hired millions of people, taking back the mantle of manufacturing that our country lost years ago. And today, just today, I just got a whole brand spanking new reason to own Apple, don't trade it. I know a loser case when I see one, and the United States of America versus Apple is a loser. As I used to say on the trading desks, not today, Satan. Now, for a moment there, when the news broke, I feared that this might be a devastating antitrust case. Maybe Justice had some sort of horrible smoking gun that would make Apple look like Microsoft more than 20 years ago when they lost their big antitrust case. Back then, there was so much evidence of anti-competitive behavior, it was easy for the government to paint Microsoft as a monopolist out to destroy everyone else's business. Well, absolutely, because it was true. But this time, if they have a smoking gun, let alone multiple smoking guns, I sure didn't see them. The worst they have is some 2019 email from a vice president of product marketing from the Apple Watch acknowledging that, yes, the Apple Watch, quote, indeed, quote, may help prevent iPhone customers from switching, end quote. Handcuffs! Last I checked, there's nothing anti-competitive about trying to retain your existing customers, but maybe the law changed. Now, I didn't go to Harvard Law School for nothing. Because if that's the best they have, well, let's trim a little off that budget deficit and drop this case and find one against someone who doesn't create the most jobs, pay the most taxes, and create the best products we've ever had. Of course, there is a huge difference between the Microsoft case back in the day and Apple now. At the time, Microsoft really did command 95% of the worldwide market share for PC operating systems. Justice had a real case, but Apple only has 20% market share for smartphones worldwide. And if you listen to the analysts who follow the stock, that number's actually dropping pretty quickly, like the stock that lost $115 billion in value today. And then I thought, OK, maybe I'm too quick. Maybe Justice has emails that look like something out of the Standard Oil predatory pricing model that gave it 100% of the oil market over a century ago. Maybe the feds have a true monopolist in their grasp, a company that's determined to destroy everyone else in the business, even though Apple obviously isn't doing anything like that in reality. Believe me, you'd notice. Instead, what I found was a pastiche, a mosaic, if not a genuine hodgepodge of issues involving allegedly suppressed super apps, hampered streaming video games, Apple Watch tie-ins, and Apple Pay privacy concerns that collectively amounted to one of the most bogus boogeyman of all time. There's no Standard Oil. There's no Gates. There's no Rockefeller. There's just the greatest product in history, the one that's become our most cherished possession, and now the government wants it to make it worse, not better. Thanks for nothing. And that really is what this case is about. The government wants to make it worse for the company we like and better for companies we don't like. Justice literally created this whole new term. It's called the performance smartphone market. And then accuses Apple of attempting to monopolize the performance smartphone market. I burst out laughing when I read it. Never heard that term before today. Yes, it's true that Apple has 70% of the performance smartphone market, but that's because hardly anybody else is making anything that can rival the iPhone's performance. Is that Apple's fault? I mean, the government basically created this category out of whole cloth just to make Apple look bad. I'll give the Justice Department this, though. They did manage to scare a lot of the Summer Soldier and Sunshine Patriot shareholders out of the stock today. Those people will probably sell more Apple tomorrow because the regulators just created, I kid you not, the regulators just created a head and shoulders pattern for the stock. Who knew the Justice Department was filled with a bunch of closet chartists? Love them. But I'll tell you this. The decision by the Justice Department to go against Apple will end up like any of the myriad analysts who've gone from buy to hold on Apple stock during my time. It's creating still one more buying opportunity because the regulators, they ain't got nothing for you. Bottom line, maybe when this loser of a lawsuit comes to trial, we'll look back and say, thanks, Justice. I remember that day when I bought the stock of Apple at a discount. And boy, was I ever right to hold on to that one. Let's take calls. Let's go to Bill in New Jersey. Bill.
Hey, Jim, booyah.
Booyah, man, what's up?
I just want to know why Pepsi's so viable. It goes from 196 a year ago to 166. Now it's on the move on the upside, but it was flat yesterday, made a couple pennies today.
Sure. Well, you know, look, this is about it's about Eli Lilly. It's about Mounjaro. It's about Zepbound. It's about the GLP-1s. And people feel that people won't want to eat as many Frito-Lays. You can just eat one if you take those drugs. And right now, people are kind of like, it's a lull. People are forgetting about those drugs. And Ramon LaGuardia is a pretty good manager. I say Pepsi's fine, not great, not bad. But a 3% yield is probably not going to hurt you. Earl Merlin. Earl.
Hey, how's it going, Jim?
Good day. How about you, Earl?
I'm good. So I've been looking at Taiwan Semi for a while, ever since it's been about $80, and I want to know, should I wait for a pullback or tap in now?
I think it's worth waiting for a pullback. You'll just get some story out of China that makes it sound like everyone's scared, and that's when you've been buying this and right to buy it, and that's what you'll do it again. Okay, today. I think today's decision by the Justice Department to go against Apple is creating just another buying opportunity for the stock. Thanks, Justice. Although I'm worried about that head and shoulders pattern, Justice. right, tonight, I'm getting a close look at all the companies that are partnering with NVIDIA's groundbreaking technology, including Medtronic. The medical device company is using NVIDIA's chips to improve many of its own technologies. I'm finding out more from the CEO. Then Five Below sank today after its latest earnings report, but is now the time to go shopping for the discount chain? I'm going to get to the bottom of the story with the CEO. And I couldn't come to San Francisco without sitting down with the leader in cybersecurity, Palo Alto Networks. How's the company adapting to the latest sentiments surrounding its growth? I'm going to sit down with the company's top brass, so stay with Cramer.
Don't miss a second of Mad Money. Follow @Jim Cramer on X. Have a question? Tweet Cramer. #MadMentions. Send Jim an email to madmoney@cnbc.com or give us a call at 1-800-743-CNBC. Miss something? Head to madmoney.cnbc.com.